Hey everyone, it's Neil Patel here for another Q&A Thursday video. And let me tell you, we have a topic today that you guys are gonna love. But first off, I'm here with Adam LaDolce from Viewership.
Hello everybody.
And this week's question is...
This is from Mark Mitchell, London's mortgage agent, clearly a real estate guy based on his picture.
Yeah.
And he says, I followed your advice, watched your videos for the last 2 months, they've worked wonders. He's moved from rank number 87 to number 11 on Google for his keyword in his area, mortgage broker, London, Ontario. However, he's stuck at 11. How does he get to that first page where he's finally going to start driving some real traffic to his website?
I've given a lot of advice on SEO and videos and tutorials talking about how you can increase your rankings.
Yep.
From things like building links to content marketing to optimizing title tags. And I'm not going to talk about that kind of stuff on today's video. You can look up some of the older videos.
Yeah.
But I'm going to teach you guys a little piece of advice when it comes to SEO that most people don't know when it comes to ranking on the first page. It's really easy to go from like being in the top 1,000 to top 100.
Right.
It's a bit harder to go from being number 80 something to page 2, page 3.
Right.
And what you'll find is as you're continually climbing up, it takes longer and longer to generate higher rankings and get to page 1. In my office, people have a joke, especially on the sales team. And they say something. They're like, do you know what the perfect place to bury dead bodies is?
Where?
Page 2 of Google, because no one would look there.
Nice.
Right? It makes sense because no one really goes there. So what Google is doing is they're looking at a lot of user metrics, not just how many backlinks you have or social shares. They're looking at things like how many people are clicking on your listing, staying there, and not bouncing back. And they're hoping that they're finding their answer and they're not doing another Google search for a related query. Because that tells Google that your web page solved their problem. Remember, when someone does a search query, they're looking for a solution to their problem. So don't think of your web page as you're here to sell a service or a product. Yes, you have a product or service, but that has to be a solution to their problem.
Right.
And the best way to increase your rankings is slow and steady. It really does win the race. Because what Google's looking at is, are you getting more clicks than other people around you? If so, we should slowly and gradually increase your rankings. And the reason they do this is because on page 1, there's a lot more volume, a lot more clicks. So they're more picky on what they show on page 1, because if they show crap, people will have a bad experience and not use Google again. Right. If you kept seeing crap on page 1 of Google, would you use it?
No, Yahoo. That's the right one.
Or you'd use Bing.
Yeah,
or someone, right?
No one uses any of that.
Nah, no one uses that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at is, because the first page is where the majority of the clicks are, no one goes to page 2, as my sales team says.
Yep.
You need to make sure that you're patient, because if you're not patient, you're not going to get to the top whenever you want. Sometimes it'll take months, a year, whatever it may be.
I have a question on this.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm actually just curious. If you do search pay-per-click, does that help your rankings?
No,
for
it
that?
does not. They're
Doesn't do
independent.
anything. They don't give you any
Nope.
indicators. It's very interesting.
None at all.
Huh.
And then on top of that, as you're slowly getting your rankings, not only do you have to be patient, but the biggest trick is once you figured out how to provide more value than other people, so you figured out your solution, so that way people want to stick on your website and not bounce back, you got to come up with the more appealing title tag. So go to Google Search Console, look to see all the keywords that are driving your clicks. They'll show you the impression count, the view count. Make sure you're putting the right keywords within there. And similar to YouTube marketing, you want to evoke curiosity. You want to get people to click.
Right.
If you just say something that's boring and stuffing keywords, no one's going to click through. But if you do something that's appealing, like if you're a real estate agent, the #1 real estate agent in, assuming it's true, London, Ontario, or whatever the region is,
right.
You're more likely to be like, oh, cool, this is the best guy, right? Or you'd be like, need help selling your home? I've sold over 5,612 homes in London, Ontario. It's too long of a title tag, but you get the point. You could end up using that as your meta description. Right. But by having something that's appealing, you're going to get more clicks. And slowly, you'll go from number 11 to number 10 to 9 to 7, and you'll slowly climb. Because what happens is when someone does a Google search, and if you click on number 2 instead of number 1, and 1,000 other people do that, it tells Google, hey, everyone prefers the second listing over the first one. Maybe we should switch them. And eventually they will.
Right. It's genius.
And you can see your data in Google Search Console once you change your title tag and meta tag if you're getting more clicks over the next 30 days. Because they'll show you the click-through rate.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like anything, it's all about the user. Improve the user experience, and you're gonna win in the end, it sounds like, right?
Yep.
Cool.
So that's it.
That's it.
Thank you for watching this week's Q&A Thursday video. If you have a question that you want answered in next week's video, leave a comment below. Either way, I'll answer it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, share, like. I appreciate it.